Hey guys, so welcome back to Economics and Comics. I've been asked to make this video. I wanted to make it the right way. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. I haven't slept. I've been thinking about the video all night long, morning long. And honestly, this video isn't really an attack on Key Collector at all. I really stepped back and took a look at it. I've done a diagram thing that's coming up later, and you're going to have to bear with it. It's very poor art or whatever you want, but it was easier for me to draw it out and explain to you how I think the Key Collector app works and why they do what they do. But overall, I think that the Key Collector app has really helped us. For me personally, I use it for when I'm picking. If I go to the shop and I'm looking at Iron Man and I, briefly, if I know a lot of the keys, but I briefly want to know, flip through the books and pull the ones and pull, and it's there. It's all there. It's like having the whole thing in your hand, okay? That's what she said. But it's right in your hand. Everything's in your hand now, which is really cool. And I love the app for that reason. Honestly, that's the only real reason I love it. Now, the app can be used in many ways. They have some other cool options where you can put your collection in there, You can put what you have and you can give it a grade, and you can, I don't know how far it'll go. I don't know how much storage you can put on that thing, but you could actually honestly upload your entire collection in there and have it in there. You could upload a want list as well. That's a really cool feature too, that you can upload the collection. Whether they see what you have, I'm sure they can. It's kind of weird, but it's a nice option because there's other apps that you do that where you just have it so you can see what you're missing and stuff like that. But you can do that on the Key Collector app. The other great thing, of course, the main thing, is all the key alerts. And that's the secret to the Key Collector app, okay? So I've always had these questions like, how do they come up with their top 10 list and different things, And I think I pretty much have answered it all in this little part that's going to follow. It's about 15 minutes long. But it's a theory. It's not, this is how it works. This is how the app works. At least in my mind, this is how and why the app exists. Of course, I use it for different reasons, but I'm going to break it down completely and without attacking anybody. This isn't an attack video. It's a breakdown of the app. And how it affects us and how it affects comic books and how it affects the market and everything. It's very well broken down. It might be a little weird because I'm writing and talking, but I think it's very interesting. And if you didn't already know about all this, at the end of this video, you're going to know. So to everybody out there that's involved, Key Collector, Nick, the comic book community, Comic Tom, I mentioned you a couple times. And of course, there's no attack, nothing like that. It's a breakdown of how everything works. And it's really interesting. And I think I nailed it too. So I hope you guys enjoy this weird breakdown. I want to specify really quick that although I could make my channel based kind of like that in regard to breaking down news and information, I'm trying to keep to new comics and speculation to try to get you that information before a book comes out, before it heats up. So if you're into that type of information on new books and stuff like that, please hit that sub button, okay? But I did this for multiple reasons, mostly because I think no one's done it yet, and people are asking me to do it. So I'm going to do it, and it's in a really nice way. So bear with it, and let me know in the comments what you think. I'm sure videos will break off of this from other channels saying, oh, this, or people will say this, or whatever. But again, I'm trying to do it in a peaceful way and explain the app to you. So please, I hope you enjoyed this video, and let's get to it.
Are you ready for the sickness? Let's get into it.
Okay, guys, I think this is probably the best way to explain how I think my theory is of how Key Collector works, okay? So, let's say Bleeding Cool does an article about breaking news, or an artist shows some sort of secret cover, or Disney announces something, or leaked information, or many different sources, okay, of different things, news come out. I think that Key Collector is listening very carefully. He's probably all over the place. They take that information, okay? I know this is really dumb looking, but whatever. And they upload it on the Key Collector app, okay? And they call it hotkeys or breaking news or something like that. All right? So they're using other source information, which is great. I mean, that's great. But what happens now is all the people, right, that are connected to the Key Collector app get that information on an alert if they have it, whatever. It goes out everywhere. If people aren't listening to this stuff, right, but they have the Key Collector app, they're breaking all this news, okay? So here's the game. Almost every comic book store, right, has the Key Collector app. So as soon as it hits, they go to their back issues and they pull the books, right? And they raise up the price of the book. And either they keep it in store or they list it on eBay. Okay? Which jacks up the price of the information, the comic book. Now, you have us, the regular people, that go to the comic book store and try to get it. But they're too late. Unless they're in the comic book store. So they can't get it. And then you have the other people that have the book. They actually have the comic book. Right? So the people with the comic book, right, listed on eBay. Right? At a jacked up price. So then we're going, oh, we want that. Oh, it's too much. Oh, gosh, what are we going to do? We can't get it, and we want to get it before it gets too hot. So we're going to go to the comic book store and try to buy it, or we're going to go to eBay. I know this diagram's ridiculous, but this is the best way I can show you. So over the next couple days, the price skyrockets. More and more comics are being listed on eBay and selling, right? And some of us are buying them, whatever. It's this diagram's ridiculous, but it's jacking up the prices of all these comics. And it all started with information from these guys here. Right? And Key Collector picked it up, which is great. They're telling us, but now that the comic book stores are this is us right here. Informed, I've noticed a million times I go in a store and it's on the wall and it's jacked up. So during this week period, right? Key Collector is gathering data. Okay? Now, there's more to the story. So how can I clear this? Let's see, because this is totally newbie. Boom, 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 boom. All right? They're gathering the data. This might take a second, but whatever. I think you're getting the picture. Let's just get to... Okay. It's been a week. There's a bunch of different things that break off here, but, you know, this is totally fine. They're gathering the data. Because I've always wondered, how do they figure out the top 10? I mean, I guess they're not saying it's the top. Well, you got to call the video top 10 something, right? Or top 20, whatever. Because it's impossible to gather all the data on eBay and try to figure out what the top 10 sellers are. But if they use the data, right, that they've shared, they've created hype on certain books. Even though the hype was here already, and that creates some hype, the Key Collector is the main, I think, one of the biggest tools for all of us now. So they've created the hype over a week, and they can easily track the data of how many sold in that week. So then Key Collector launches the top 10 video, which goes to Tom. And Tom, don't be upset. I'm not trying to attack you at all, because this is just how it works, which is fine. And they do their top 10 video. And that's how they can say, oh, it's 1,000% increase, or whatever they want to say, with pretty accurate, really being accurate, because they're the ones that started it off and they can track it. Because there's no real way to track all of eBay, okay? So they're tracking basically the information, God, this is horrible, that they got from here, okay, for a full week that they shared with us and comic stores and sales and eBay and all this stuff's going on. And then they give us their top 10. Boom, 1 through 10. Comic books heating up, okay? And they might throw in a couple bonuses from picks of the week, new comic book day, or whatever, trends, artists that are hot, right? Whatever. So then, the Tom, which is fine, this is show, everyone likes this show, they like to see what's hot, says, this is brought to you, this show is brought to you by Key Collector, right? This show is brought to you by Key Collector. I wish there was a way I could do a huge erase. So, and you can use this code for a free week or whatever. Okay? So, after this week and all this stuff that I've been showing you, then the Comic Tom and any new watchers will redirect to Key Collector. Okay? So it's a circle. okay? A never-ending circle. They're getting information from different sources, and they're uploading it into Key. They track it for a week. It goes to Tom, comes out to Key Collector, okay? Which is fine. Okay? Now, briefly, just before I move on, my channel, and I'm not trying to plug my channel, but I try to find this information, besides like movie news and all that stuff, and I could be on top of that as well. Besides all that, I try to keep track of like the new comic previews. My stuff's basically based on spec from previous videos to try to help you buy it early, okay? So you don't have to spend those prices a week later. Okay. Now, why? This is another theory. Why would they do that? It's brilliant, okay? It's brilliant, but why would they do that? Okay? Why would they do that? And this is my theory. It's not a theory, it's completely logical, but I mean, this is my theory. There's a feature, and I don't want to share any pictures of Key Collector or anything like that, and this is just a theory, but when you see a comic on the hot list, there's a couple things there that you can do. You can collect, you want the book, it's in your collection, or you can buy it. So if you press the buy button on Key Collector, it's going to take you directly to eBay. Okay? Whatever you buy on eBay, it doesn't even matter. Now, this is what I've learned, I'm pretty sure, from eBay. But anything you buy after you follow that link, Key Collector is going to get a percentage. Okay? I think it's like 3%. All right, of total sales from the seller, I believe. 3% from the seller. Or the 10% that eBay takes, and then 3 of that percent goes to wherever you press the button, it gets redirected. They're making money and hoping that you press that button, which is brilliant, okay? Now, even if 1% of you press that button and do it that way, that means money. Okay? So that means money to Key Collector. That's why it's $1.99 or whatever a week or a month, or why it's so cheap to get in. Because it's not about this. It's about this. And this. And that's a business. So, you press the button early. You get the notification, you press the button early. You can get all these books, right? Cheap, right? If you're really on it, you can get it for cheap on eBay, right? Still going to make his percentage, okay? But the longer you wait, the comic stores get it, then they start listing them on eBay. The price goes up. You press that button later, right? The price is up. Whatever. Even if there's only 1% of you guys that press that button, which is fine. Press the button. They provided you with the information. Press the button. Hell, if you can get it for cheap, I guess. Thank you, Key Collector, for letting me know. Okay? That is the beauty of the Key Collector app. But, and of course, knowingly, this can't be unknowingly, the different companies, Emergency Awesome, right, or Bleeding Cool, or Artists, or Disney, or news, right? Whatever. By saying something about something, they're just saying information. But for the comic book community, all these guys are manipulating the market. Market, unknowingly, I guess. Market manipulation in a type of way, all right? Key Collector is capitalizing on the news. Okay? And that's the beauty of it. And then they send out the radio waves to all of us because we all love the app for multiple reasons. And all hell goes loose on eBay. All hell goes loose. eBay prices go up. Comic book stores prices go up. Sellers that have the comics, prices go up. It's all about money. Okay? But that's this game. That's the game, guys. That's the game. My goal to spec and try to beat the game, but I can't spec on it all. I mean, it's just, I can't keep track. I got my own things going on. But this is what's happened because of speculation. And I feel like a teacher with bad writing. And the movie industry, right, have changed comics and speculation forever. All right? So that's the beauty. And also, the problem with the Key Collector app. They're just reporting, okay? They're just reporting the news, right? They're reporting the radio waves. They're reporting to all of us. But they're not doing it. Well, yeah, they're doing it to help us, yes. But the bottom line is money. But that's a business. So they hit us here. Week later, and they're making money. Week later, they hit us with the top 10. Make more money. And then the top 10 recirculates it back here. And they just do this over and over. And that is how and why. That's the best way I can explain it to you guys. I hope it makes sense. I hope it wasn't too crazy.